5 alternatives to the 4% rule. It turns out this article, which I have not read, and we're going to read it together, is done by, what's his name, Rob Berger from, Rob Berger, the Burgermeister. Remember the Burgermeister Burger? You know what I'm talking about. The Burgermeister Burger. Oh my goodness. Classic. All right, so here we go. We have 5 alternatives to 4% rule from Bob Berger. All right. And this is man, so many freaking ads. Dateline was what? Dateline NBC, October 1st. All right, so let's see what old Bob's talking about here. Can I get rid of these ads? All right there. All right. So he talks about Bill Bengen. I'm not going to get in that because we know what Bill Bengen is. All right, so, and the 4% rule was born. Today it's used by those in the FIRE movement to calculate when they can retire. It's debated among financial planners, with some claiming the rule overstates or understates how much a retiree can spend. All right. So spending guardrails. I like this. Yeah. Now, little known shortcoming of the 4% rule is it usually leaves retirees with more money at death than they retired, 100%. Why? Because 4% rule is derived from the absolute worst time to retire based on historical data, 1966. Yeah, that's why it's the safe withdrawal rate, because it says if you were retired in 1966, you still had money at 5. Why do I get all these t-shirts here? Black mixed with that. I try to be good, but I take all these stuff. Can I get whatever? All right. One way to address this problem is spending guardrails. Yep. We talked about spending guardrails here before. So you basically say, hey, essentially the rule is if I'm down 20% in my portfolio, I'll reduce my expenditures by like 10% essentially or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, something like that. If I'm within 0 to 20% on the negative, I can keep my spending the way it was. If I'm down 20% or more, I reduce my expenditures by 10%. And if I'm up in my portfolio, I give myself an increase. It's just common sense, dude. That's why I was telling you yesterday when I did the video, I said we have evidence that as right now, that people are spending less on buying units of items, not how much they spend, but units of items because of inflation. They're saying, I'm not going to buy as much widgets as I did last year because each widget costs more. That's a natural guardrails. Everyone does this automatically. No one, at least that's watching this channel, is going to go into retirement and say, 2008's here, let me still spend the same amount of money I did in 2007. No one does that when you're talking discretionary expenditures. All right, let's see here. Boglehead's variable percentage withdrawal strategy. Ugh, this sounds painful. Spending remain in the contract. We got variable percentage withdrawal strategy. It does not adjust spending by inflation. Okay. Instead, it uses several factors to determine the withdrawal percentage for each year of retirement. Age, asset allocation, and portfolio advantage. All right. On the plus side, it's nearly impossible to run out of money. Yeah, because we're taking a percentage based on how old you are. It enables retirees to start with a higher initial withdrawal rate. Oh, I like that. I absolutely like that a lot. I don't know anything about the variable percentage withdrawal strategy. I just don't want to hear variable. I get a little bit nervous because it sounds to me like, I got to recalculate this every year. And I just, look, I'm a caveman. I don't understand your ways as I'm driving my BMW. I'm the caveman financial planner. On the downside, the approach can result in volatile spending following big swings in the market. If one were to retire into a bear market with high inflation, spending on an inflation-adjusted basis could go down significantly. Oh boy, here's a Yale spending rule. Oh boy, if it comes from the Ivy Leagues, you know it's got to be legit. To address these goals, Yale and other institutions have implemented a unique spending policy. At a high level, each year the distributions are calculated as 70% of the amount of the total distributions from the previous year adjusted for inflation, 30% of the average of the funds balance for the past 3 years multiplied by a set spending rate. Oh. All right, forget that. The dividend spending rule. All right, well, many retirees would be happy to avoid running out of money. Some think of intergenerational wealth. All right, this is developed by a James Garland. All right, James Garland served as president of the Jeffrey Company from 1995 to 2012. All right. Garland's research found that company could distribute up to 130% of its investments dividends while preserving sufficient assets to provide for, I don't know anything about that. Spend safely in retirement strategy. The final strategy is my personal favorite. Wait to claim Social Security until you're 70. Calculate annual spending from savings based on the same formula used to determine RMDs. The result is a strategy. Okay, I don't get it. So you say, I guess he's got. I'll put a link here. Y'all can watch this YouTube thing. Wait to claim Social Security until 70. Calculate annual spending from savings based on the same form as you to determine RMD rates. Okay, gotcha. So basically 3.6 in the first year, 3.8 in the second year, and 4. It partially accounts for inflation based on Social Security benefits. It also adapts market condition thanks to RMD component. Yeah, but that's kind of weird because the other ones don't talk about Social Security. So I'm not so, okay, I get it. No withdrawal strategy is perfect. Okay. Anyway, he didn't talk about the commenting has ended. No one seems to have shared their thoughts on this topic. All right. We all know the best strategy is the 5% withdrawal strategy, just 5%. So I got $1 million in my portfolio. I'm taking $50,000 this year. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Done, done, done. I was just talking to these people just a few minutes ago who are right now living in Mexico, who are crushing down there. And by the way, she had to get a pretty major surgery. Cost her. She didn't have any insurance. She was waiting to get insurance. Cost her all $6,000 for a major medical, and she's freaking happy as a clam. I'm just saying, dude. It's weird. Everyone complains about Mexican immigrants coming here. Mexico's complaining about all the gringos going down there. I don't know if they're complaining, but she got first-rate surgery, $6,000 out of pocket. She in Mexico. I love Mexico. I love Mexicans. I just freaking Mexico crushes. I love it. Now, does that mean I want all the Mexicans in the United States? No. I like the United States. But, man, I love having Mexico as our southern border. They kick ass, take names, man. Freaking beautiful ladies, wonderful food, great climate. Are there some crazy people in Mexico? Yeah. Welcome to tell me any place there's not crazy people. Anyway, so I was telling them, I was saying, look, man, because they have their crap, and a managed portfolio costs $1,000 a month. I'm like, ugh. All these accounts, I'm like, oh. Let's look here. So you got 70% in FBALX. So we're going to use $1 million for simplicity. You got 300,000 in the Fidelity SPAXX, just for simplicity. All right, so we take 5% a year. We need $50,000 from the portfolio each and every year. We're going to assume you have $50,000 in cash this first year. Oh, yeah. Woo, Nelly, I'm Stone Pablo. How many brain cells did I just lose? Woo, man, that is actually, that is tough. Hey, man, rock and roll, man. All right, so now we say, okay, so the next year, we started year one with 700 to 300 because we have enough money in cash to cover us for year one, be 2024. 2025, FBALX either goes up. If it goes up, we pull the money from there, FBALX. If it goes down, we pull the money from here. It's literally just that simple, all right? And you spend $50,000 a year, you spend it again. If you need to give yourself an inflation adjustment, do so. You probably won't. Why? Because as you age, you start to spend less, for sure. But if you do, that's okay. Just remember that at some point, if we have a 2008, which after inflation was the worst market we've ever had, you might have to tighten your belt. But you have to tighten your belt in all these other plans too. No big deal. Anyway, so you say, if you take 70,000 in FBALX, and you take 30,000 in money markets, or 30% in money markets. So we go, here's how we figure this out. We got 700,000, excuse me. So that's basically 0.7 is how much we have in stocks in FBALX, all right? And we got 70% of our portfolio in FBALX. So FBALX constitutes 70% of our entire portfolio, of which 70% of FBLX, which concentrates, whatever is 70% of our portfolio, 70% of 70% equals 0.49%. All right? We got 30% in money market account. So we got 0.49, roughly 50% in stocks, 30% in money markets, and 20% in bonds. Now you could do 80, 20, something like that, but that's such a freaking, that didn't ring real. That's 20%. You can't really see it. That's such a great portfolio, man. Oh, 5%. I mean, just look, dude. Come on. You're going to tell me you're going to run out of money. Where's the evidence? There ain't any. All right. Love your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to my doobie-doo email list down below. And if my retirement planning course, you still can buy it. It's been 4 years old, but still people are buying it and people are happy. Don't give very many refunds. I think I've given 5 over the course of the 4 years. So that's in doobie-doo below too. Love your thoughts. We'll see you